and welcome to my Stampin' studio. My name is Tina Rappy and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Edgerton, Wisconsin. I love to create, share, and inspire paper crafting ideas with others. So let me show you a quick peek of what we're doing today. This card is using the Brightly Gleaming suite, and it's got a lot of gold accents, and it's just really pretty and actually quite easy to make. So let me go ahead and I'm going to turn the camera down and we'll go ahead and get started. So today's card is going to feature the Christmas Gleaming stamp set. This is a really pretty one, and it actually has two punches that coordinate beautifully with it. This one punches out this image and this one punches out here. And you can find this in the holiday catalog on page 31. So here we have the punches. They come together in a set, and that's Gleaming Ornaments Punch Pack. And then here is the Christmas Gleaming stamp set. They can be purchased individually, or they can be purchased in a bundle together where you get the stamp set and both sets of punches, and that's a 10% savings on that. So I'm going to move things out of the way here and bring in my stamping pad, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So first of all, let's start out with these. So I have 3 pieces of cardstock: Night of Navy, Cherry Cobbler, and Very Vanilla. All the dimensions for this will be on my blog, so you don't have to worry about doing that right now. But we're going to use Cherry Cobbler and the small ornament. Ink this up, and then I want to stamp this down near the bottom. And I'm going to do that over again. I want the tone-on-tone look, but it looks a little bit light. So I'm just going to flip it over here and do it again. There we go, that's better. Okay, so we've got that tone-on-tone look. Now, set that aside, and we're going to use this longer ornament that has the diamond shapes in it with Night of Navy. And we'll stamp this down near the edge, like that. And again, we've got that tone-on-tone look. Get that one out of the way. And lastly, we're going to use Memento ink and the Holly Berry in Leaves. And stamp that on here. Okay. Now let me get these out of the way. Next, we're going to bring in the Stampin' Blends. And I have Cherry Cobbler, and I'm using the dark one. And then I have Pretty Peacock, the light. Okay, so with this, I am going to color in the holly berries. Okay, and next with the Pretty Peacock, okay, so there we have it all colored in. Then I'm going to use my paper snips and do some fussy cutting, which is simply cutting right around the edges. Now sometimes with fussy cutting, you'll cut and leave like a little border around it. In this case, I don't want any border at all, so I'm going to cut right on the lines. There we go, we have it all cut out. Move that stuff out of the way here. Okay, so then with the ones that we punched, or stamped rather, we're going to punch them out. And so I stamped this down near the bottom edge so that I could have room here to hold on to and get it all lined up and punch that out. And then we'll do the same thing with the small one. And yeah, this is my better image. There we go. Okay, we're going to start doing a little bit of assembly on things now. So I have a piece of cherry cobbler and very vanilla. I'm going to go ahead and attach the very vanilla. Okay. And then next I have a large piece of very vanilla. And on top of this, we are going to use some of the Brightly Gleaming Designer Series paper. This is specialty paper because this paper on some of the prints has this copper accent in it. You see that? Isn't that so pretty? Okay, so we've got that, and then I'm going to layer this on top. And this is just going to go down flat. Let's scooch it about right there. Next, I'm going to use a piece of the diagonal cherry cobbler ribbon. Now you notice if I have it this way, you see more cherry cobbler than the vanilla. In fact, if I turn it this way, you see mostly the light color. And in reality, it's not vanilla, it's white. So if I hold this up there, I don't know if you can tell from there, but this is white and this is vanilla. But if I turn it this way, it still actually is white, but it's not a noticeable difference here. And I want a little more cherry cobbler showing anyway. So I want to position this kind of right down here. So I'm going to flip it over to the back side and put some snail adhesive there to hold the end of the ribbon in place. Oh, come on. That one's not quite long enough. There we go. All right, so get this wrapped. Not quite straight. There we have it. Okay. This then is going to go on the card front, and for this card, I cut this 4 1/4 by 11, and then it's folded in half. So this is going to go on the front. Just like that. And next I have a piece of the copper foil that I have cut out with a 2-inch circle punch, and this is going to get layered about right here. So I want it on part of the designer paper, and I want it on part of this layer, and also covering the ribbon a bit. And then we are going to start, where did I put my dimensionals? I have them, here they are. We're going to start by layering these up. So just a couple on each side. And we're going to have this one go off a little. And then the small ornament. And then our holly berry and leaves. And this is just gonna pop up here and overlay a little bit. Let's turn it right there. Okay, so I want a little bit more of embellishments on the card, and I was thinking rhinestones. So I got out my red rhinestones, but if I put them there, to me it kind of clashes because this is cherry cobbler and this is red. And I thought, oh, I wish we had cherry cobbler rhinestones. Well, we can make our own. These are just the regular rhinestones. And then by taking the Stampin' blend and using the pointed end, so not the brush end like this, it's not the big fat end, but the pointed end. And you just take and color right over the top of it, and it's cherry cobbler. And I know to you it might look to be the same color, but it really isn't. And I don't know how well that picks up there, but these are the red ones, and these are cherry cobbler ones that I had done. So let me grab my, take your pick tool. Oops, cover off. Okay, so this has a little sticky end on it, and I can just go ahead and pick one up and set it down. So I'm going to put 3 of them across here. If you do not yet own this Take Your Pick tool, oh my gosh, it makes life so much easier. Before this thing came around, I used to take my paper snips and pick them up here. Yep, you can see what happened there. How it kind of turns over, then you gotta flip it and try and get it off onto your project. With this being a little sticky end, you can just pick it up, move it where you need it, and it's easy. There's also a stylus end on here and other tips that you can put in, so it is a great tool. So there's the front of my card, but now we want to decorate the inside of the card too. Especially when it is a dark inside, you always want to layer a piece of something lighter. So this is a piece of Very Vanilla, and with this, let's get these back out. I've got my Memento ink and the Holly Berry and Leaves. We're gonna stamp one up here, and let's flip this one around. This one I want to go off the cardstock a little bit, and then we want to put our sentiment in there, and so we are using Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly. That's from the same stamp set, and we've got Cherry Cobbler ink here. There we go. All right, now I'm going to take just a couple minutes then to color in the Holly Berry and Leaves. Okay, so there we have it all colored in, and we're going to go ahead and attach this to the inside of the card. There we go. Isn't that pretty? So that uses the Christmas Gleaming stamp set and the Gleaming Ornaments punches. So now, as I said, I will have the details, the measurements and everything on my blog. So you can hop on over to stampinstudio.com and you'll find all the information there. And if this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel, I would love to have you subscribe. So make sure you click the red subscribe button below the video. And that way you'll get notified every time I post a new video so you won't miss anything. And if you've enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up here on YouTube. So once again, I want to thank you for joining me in my stamping studio, and have a wonderful day.